believed that there was beauty in every culture in the world, and that as human beings we were all really one family instead of many families. And in terms of his political beliefs, I would have to think that I don't know if they would fall down party lines, but he was a person who believed in realizing your greatest potential and in equality for people. So, I don't know that that's necessarily a strictly left or a strictly right sort of vision. I don't think he was an anarchist in the sense. I think he believed a bit I think what he believed mostly in was in himself and in his ability. And I think that comes across in every move that you see him make, is that he believed in himself, and he believed that other people were allowed to be themselves as well. And where that falls in terms of party lines, I'm not really sure, but he was a pretty free thinker. So,
as an American, Shannon, of mixed ancestry coming from English, Swedish, and Chinese history, we're living in a time now where there seems to be this resurgence of challenging the status quo of racism. Have you ever felt that you have been discriminated against in any way, shape, or form?
Not really. And I'll tell you, obviously I'm half Chinese and half Caucasian. People, I think, a lot of times don't know how to classify me when they look at me. I've been thought to be Eastern European. I've been thought to be Hispanic. I've been thought to be whatever. I don't identify myself as that. I love my cultural heritage, all facets of it, but I don't identify myself as a particular race or mixture of races. I don't even necessarily identify. Sometimes I'm even surprised, I think, when people tend to classify me as a woman. Even though
I love that.
Even though obviously I am a woman, but I don't think of myself as being bound by that. I think of myself as made up of the same stuff as everybody else, and so I think of myself as just another entity among everyone, and that I don't place those boundaries or those limitations on myself. Now, that doesn't mean that other people don't place those limitations on me, but they don't really affect my perception.
Well, I absolutely knew right from when you had stated that you were going to be the best man at your brother's wedding that we had an empowered and impassioned woman here. I knew right from them, so this doesn't surprise me in the least. Let me ask you, Shannon, it's kind of a rite of passage for actors and actresses and people in the public eye. Is there a cause or an organization outside of the Bruce Lee Foundation that you are passionate about?
It's interesting because it's very hard to. There are so many wonderful causes and so many wonderful organizations. I mean, I have supported Women for Women International in the past, and I've supported a number of local organizations and things like that. And I'm always happy to help where I feel that I can help. But I think that really the way that I feel about it is that by being the most self-aware and evolved person that I can be, me, Shannon, and then being able to touch the people immediately around me and help the people immediately around me, that essentially I can act as hopefully as some kind of a epicenter for caring that can spread out. And I think that if all people sort of took it upon themselves to start with themselves and then reach out from there, that we would have these amazing